everyone, hello! I'm really glad to be with you today for this first pitch stage of the day. This pitch stage is going to be about tech for change. So how is tech is going to help us have a more meaningful impact? How can tech help us make the world a better place and more sustainable for us, all of us to live in? This session will start with the pitch of 4 amazing startups. They're great. You can't wait to listen to them. You're gonna have such a great time. I'm so excited to start today with you. Then, after the pitches, the jury will challenge the startup with very tough questions, but they're gonna be so much care. You'll see, can't wait. But before we start, it's my pleasure and honor to welcome on stage Sarah from Founders Future. Sarah, let me introduce you. Founder Future is an early stage venture studio founded by Mark and Menace. Sarah, you launched the Positive Planet Foundation with Jacques Attali, and you are serving as board member for Tech for Good Friends. Sarah, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm very pleased to be there with you and to participate in this Tech for Change pitch session. Really happy. So yes, I am Sarah Kahn. I am the impact partner of Founders Future that I joined 1 year ago to really develop all the impact investment strategy of the fund. So maybe just a few words about who we are. So Founder Future was founded by Mark Menace, who is a European tech entrepreneur. So tech is really definitely part of the business. So we are a venture studio. We have 2 jobs. The first thing is the investment fund, and the other thing is to develop the startup studio. So what we do is we bring creativity, we bring network, support, and collective capital to all entrepreneurs we invest in. So we aim to build partnership with all those inspiring entrepreneurs, tech entrepreneurs. So that is really part of the business. And then our sweet spot is a good and inspiring team, but also a scalable business, which is really important. We invest in platforms, marketplace, SaaS business model, and the market in transformation. So we are invested in more than 50 businesses in tech. It's been 3 years that we launched this first fund, tech fund, and last year I joined the team to launch a new fund, a new investment and impact investment fund, Founder Future Good, which invests in different tech for good businesses. So we consider that tech is really a means, but not an end in itself, and it will definitely leverage and multiply the impact of every project, every business. So it's really the philosophy, and we invest in 5 domains, which are for us very impactful. First one is a food transition, how we could invest by tech and with technologies into the agriculture and food of tomorrow. Second one is about circular economy. We are convinced that tech could really bring a lot of value on all those new and the future of circular economy businesses. Third one is about how to reinvent all the packaging, reusable packaging, and how to invent other materials than plastics. And tech definitely can really be and innovate in those areas. Fourth one is about mobility, how we could reinvent all our mobility businesses, last mile delivery, for example. And as we invested a lot in in tech, and it's very, very important to reinvent all how we could reinvent different mobilities with electric mobilities, for example, in towns. And the last one is about health. And definitely health is part of the main topic and main issues. So I'm very, very pleased to hear about new innovation, new tech innovation that could really make a change, and that could bring to business which are very impactful.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sarah. Thank you. I've seen the startup are really concentrated. Maybe some of them are looking forward to restaurants. Who knows? Thanks a lot. So we'll move on. Sarah, you are going to be part of the jury today. And in this jury, you'll be in good company. With us today, Joseph Séguérin. Joseph, can you present yourself in a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Jeremy, and a pleasure to be here today. I'm an investment manager at Quadia. Quadia, we're an investment firm based in Geneva, Switzerland, dedicated to impact investing since 2010. We invest in three sectors: the energy sector, the food and agriculture, and the circular economy space in areas such as sustainable electronics and textiles and plastic substitutes. We do all that with a firm conviction on our impact thesis, which is based on the concept of the regenerative economy, and our aim is to support entrepreneurs building early and late stage ventures in these three sectors through minority investments. We typically invest 2 to 5 million in equity checks, and we have invested 200 million since 2010. So we're looking very much forward to look at the very interesting tech solutions that we will be presenting today.
Great. Thanks a lot, Joseph. We're really glad to have you with us today. Second jury for today. I mean, third after Sarah. Joep Engenstraat. Joep, can you present yourself? I'm sorry if I mess up your name.
I'm used to that. No worries, Jeremy. My name is Joep Heinrad. I work actually in Holland, just outside Amsterdam. Have been 15 years in corporate and consulting, and thereafter, for the last 15 years, I've been a tech entrepreneur in a business that provides speech technology for education and for people who have difficulties reading, so more on the inclusion side. I exited that business in 2019, and since then I've become an impact investor and mentor advisor for a portfolio of about 10 social enterprises with a Tech for Change background. And I look forward to hear the stories today of the young Tech for Good entrepreneurs today.
Wow, that sounds pretty exciting. Thanks a lot, Joep. So last jury for this session today, Marc Verdet. Marc, can you present yourself in a few words?
Yes, a few words only. So I am Marc Verdet. I have a professional experience in Internet of Things, especially in managing mobile assets such as trucks, cars, motorbikes, construction plant equipment. But I'm here especially because I'm also a business angel and investing in technology companies.
Wow, thanks. That was short and impactful. Thanks a lot, Marc. So now you know the jury. You know it's about tech for change. So we have 4 startups. They're in the starting block, and we're going to start with the first startup for today. It is proud, and I'm really honored to call on stage Johan Odo, sorry. Johan, you here? Yeah, okay, cool. So you know the rules. You have 3 minutes to pitch, and then we'll have the questions towards the end, okay? So Johan, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I'm Johan, the founder of Proud. Proud is a green tech that helps companies to engage their employees on their sustainable development strategy and actions. The first thing to underline about CSR, corporate social responsibility, is that there is a synergy between CSR and human resources stakes. On one hand, companies need employees' involvement to succeed their CSR projects just because they will implement them. And on the other hand, employees want to see such projects in their companies to be motivated and to stay in the company. So that's why Proud offer is to engage your employees through your CSR and sustainable development strategy. And to do that, companies need to raise awareness on the CSR issues. They need to acculturate the people on these new stakes, new business stakes. They need to communicate and to bring people into action. The existing tools can work, but have also limitations. For example, there is already a lot of emails in our mailboxes. The trainings are expensive. The events meet most of the time few audience, and external apps or platforms have login complexity. This is why we have made Proud. So Proud is a chatbot, a chat robot directly connected into the daily software of the employees. They know this software. This is like Microsoft Teams, Slack, or Google Chat. They know it. They use it every day. And on this tool, we can plug this chatbot amongst all the other conversation people have with their colleagues. There is the chatbot Proud, and this is very easy to connect and to chat with only in 2 clicks, and there is no additional login requirements, which is very, very useful. Very, very simple. The chatbot offers to the employees a gamified path of challenges, of quiz and news to address these awareness and action issues we talked about on the topics of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. We have a catalog, and we have also make tailor-made contents depending on the company's strategy. And there is 2 use cases. The first one is a highlight time, a campaign, when you want to talk about one topic for 1 month or 1 week. And the second use case is to keep it plugged all year around to continue to communicate on these sustainable development issues and to increase the success of this CSR, of the company's CSR strategy. So that's why we say about this that Proud is the missing link about your CSR initiative and strategy and your employees. And additionally, to end with that, it is compatible with all the company's other sustainable development actions because we can integrate and redirect the people to the existing intranet, events, platforms, etc., and boost the traffic on them. So this is really the tool company needs to succeed their CSR projects. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Johan. Thank you. Can't wait for the questions. Okay, but before, we'll start with the second startup for today. And the second startup has a very nice name. I love it. It's my favorite cake. So it's called Tiramisu, and I'm glad to welcome on stage Maaike Gericke. Maaike, woo! I hear you applauding.
Hi, everyone.
You have
Hi,
3
everyone.
minutes.
I'm Maaike, co-founder of Tiramisu. John Cacioppo, a leading loneliness researcher, said in 2016, loneliness is like an iceberg. It goes deeper than we can see. Loneliness, stress, and exhaustion is commonplace now. Companies experience it as disengagement of both employees and customers. We lose around 12 billion workdays every year due to stress and anxiety alone. People demand more authenticity and action from corporate brands, while nonprofits tackle our most pressing issues with very limited resources. So to get users and employees more engaged, companies heavily invest in things like advertising and productivity tooling, but those methods only increase exhaustion and mental overload. CSR, on the other hand, is an underestimated driver of both customers and employee engagement. So what if we could create a market at the intersection of impact engagement and well-being? Tiramisu is a network of kindness. Studies show that acts of kindness are linked to well-being, better support networks, and higher self-esteem, and can even change our brain. Our app encourages acts of kindness to peer support, causes, and challenges. With peer support, you help someone directly, like practice a new language. Causes are for collective actions, like a cleanup initiative. And companies can then launch challenges around those initiatives, like cleaning up the city, and reward the most engaged users with things like vouchers or event invitations. The great thing is that this works both in communities and workplaces, and it creates interesting opportunities for interactions between employees, students, and neighbors. Corporate campaigns through this can then fund a triple win solution where personal well-being is really aligned with corporate impact and community impact. Our two co-founders have over 2 decades of experience in product, marketing, tech, and sustainability and strategy. Our diverse team brings together unique perspectives and global insights. We started last year as a winning project of the EU versus Virus Hackathon, and we were recently highlighted as one of Fast Company's world-changing ideas of 2021. Our MVP is now available in closed beta in both app stores. Building on our connections we have in Italy and France, our next steps focus on our community launch and pilot, further app development, and community building. Our core objective now is to build our user base, improve our app, and quantify our impact, making us ready to scale. To help us with this, we are raising a pre-seed funding round, and we are looking for further community builders, nonprofits, cities, universities, and corporate partners to collaborate with us on our launch. If you want to join us in our ambition to improve the well-being of more than 1 million users by 2025, please reach out to me and our team. Thank you.
Wow, thanks a lot. Woohoo! Yeah. An app to encourage act of kindness. Wow, that sounds awesome. Thanks a lot, Micah. Wow, I want to ask you so many questions. Thanks a lot. So we go for the third startup of the session today. So I'm glad to call on stage Max Gold from Constellar. Max, are you ready?
Yes, okay. I'm ready. Hello. Thanks. My name is Max. I'm the CEO of Constellar, and I have a question for you. How do we sustainably feed 10 billion people on this planet? And how can we do so without more agricultural land in the face of water scarcity and under changing climatic conditions? The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations acknowledges that the key tool for growing more food is smart irrigation. And to support this, global water consumption will increase by more than 30% in this decade alone, leaving us only 9 harvests to solve this challenge. In response, Constellar is providing access to precise global temperature data as the foundation data for smart irrigation anywhere on the planet. Because current water monitoring systems, including ground-based sensors, drones, airplanes, cannot scale to daily monitor 1.5 billion hectares of global cropland. And today's satellite systems can only provide information when plants have already started to degrade. Therefore, crop monitoring companies currently have no means to provide a cost-efficient, reliable service at scale to customers such as governments, insurers, traders, and most importantly, farming communities. Using patent-pending technology, Constellar has developed a swarm of infrared monitoring microsatellites that can detect changes in crop health before damage occurs. And this enables farmers to double the effect of applied water, offers immediate global scalability, and is affordable for developing growth regions of food production. And if we would apply this technology to only half of all irrigated cropland by 2025, this would increase global food production by 8%, thereby sustainably feeding more than 600 million people and creating a gross agriculture benefit for farmers of $180 billion annually. So leveraging this huge positive global impact also represents a massive market opportunity. In the $1 billion service-led addressable market in agriculture alone, we have modeled a $105 million business opportunity within 5 years of Constellation operation. And we can readily service other billion-dollar markets, such as infrastructure monitoring or natural hazard detection. Because what we are in fact providing is the most detailed register of our planet's biosphere ever recorded. And to do that, Constellar brings together expertise from aerospace, insurance, and environmental data science. With the support of our world-leading technology partners, including OHB, our constellation will be operational by 2023. And in fact, we are today less than 8 months away from launching our first system into space, and we have distributed first data sets amongst paying customers. And this puts us in the race to be the first orbital company amongst all our competitors. And to enable this leap from a single system to an entire constellation, we will start raising our Series A in September this year. Global agriculture today is at a tipping point and requires sustainable policy, practices and technologies to keep feeding the world. And we'll provide the data required to support this vital transition, and we're looking for both investors to drive this vision forward. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Wow, thank you, bravo, thank you, Max. That was really inspiring. We can't wait to see your tech in action. Thank you, bravo, thank you. Wow, woo, emotions. Guys, so we're gonna move to the fourth startup for today, and it's gonna be the last of this session. So I'm glad to call on stage Tobias Engelmeyer from Village Data Analytics.
Hi everybody. My name is Nabin Razgari. I'm a co-founder of Village Data Analytics, a colleague of Tobias.
Hello. You're welcome.
Good. Just checking if my slides are moving out next when I'm doing next. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Village Data Analytics is a software platform that actually extracts information about remote villages across the world and make that available for people to make decisions. The biggest problem right now is that, especially working on remote villages, the companies and planners, they don't know where these villages are. For a start, there's a very limited amount of information to make decisions. Existing data is rather scattered and they're not ready to use. Also, when people go into the ground, that data never feeds back into any other platform. What we have built is essentially a software platform which is automated and then it's globally available. It has information about villages across the whole world. It's based on AI and software and satellite imagery. It actually has an online web-based user interface. The customers can upload the data. They can integrate their own data as well. The idea is that we are trying to revolutionize how sustainable development works across the world. In terms of market validation, we already have more than 5,000 villages in our current platform in more than 10 countries in 3 different continents. Africa, Asia, and South America. We have already catalyzed more than $1 billion of investment. Our customers are repeated. We have repeat customers, and then we also have already signed framework agreement with our key customers. So the market size is there's more than a $15 billion that's being spent in this market. About 10% of that, which is $1.5 billion, is actually spent in planning and monitoring, and that's a market that we're working on, and we expect a 10% annual growth in this particular market itself. Now, I would have loved to show you a video of the platform, but I guess that would not work in this particular platform. So maybe I'll quickly show you some of those screenshots actually. So firstly, all of our customers get a login, so they get to log into the product itself. Then what they do is actually they give us what is called as an area of interest. They say, look, the whole of Ethiopia, why don't you do, villages, why don't you tell me about the villages in the whole of Ethiopia? It can be certain regions, it can be the whole continent as well. Then we put together a list of villages. We automatically identify those villages, extract key information about them. In the case of Ethiopia here, you can see we have already identified 2,231. There are filters for people to play around as well. And then what happens is that they then unlock these villages. The customers would actually unlock these villages, and in these villages, we extract anything from size, population, the type of buildings, what is available there, the social infrastructure, how do you reach there, what's the agriculture around the villages, how does the agriculture changes, how's the village grown, or has the village remain as it is, what's the demand, how do you reach, everything about the village is available for the customer just there. The business model is rather simple. So it's a SaaS business model. There's an initial analysis that they pay for, then they use the platform, which is ongoing. And some of our customers can also buy ongoing sort of, value stacking model. We have been working in this market for a long time, and that's essentially our competitive market. And that's the team experts of ruler market. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congrats. Thanks a lot. Okay, woohoo! Yeah, that's a new thing. Woohoo! Thanks, guys. So we had 4 amazing pitch. Now, dear member of the jury, it's your time to ask questions. Who wants to start first? Sarah, Mark, Joop?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Maybe I have a question about the for Proud about the entry barriers, you say that it's so easy to connect your solution to all the API, Microsoft Teams, etc. for corporates. If it's so easy to connect and so easy to use, what would you be your entry barriers?
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you for your question, Sarah. Actually, it is easy for the company to plug our chatbot, but it was very complicated to build our chatbot package to be compatible with Teams, with Slack, and to bring this easy of connection for the user. So that was a lot of work. Now it is easy for the user and for the company, but it wasn't for us. So here is the barrier.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, this is Joop here. Question for Nabil. Yesterday, I listened to a pitch from Kate Brandt, the Google Sustainability Officer, and she was talking about Google entering the space of geolocation information as well. How do you see their entry? Are they a provider of data for you? Are they potentially a competitor? And if so, how would you position yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Yes, we expect them to be a data provider for us. So in fact, in the market, we already have Facebook working and providing a lot of data sets. We have very large organizations, Microsoft providing building footprints for different countries. So there are large organizations who have already worked together. What we bring is essentially actually combining these different data sets all the way from satellite companies like the European Space Agency, the NASAs, the Googles, the Facebooks, and our own algorithm to sort of combine them together to then build this very strong database of the villages. And also what our platform allows is people, when they go into the ground, to take this data and take pictures, drone imagery, whatever they have, that also feeds it back into the platform. And the whole idea is that this becomes one single database of the villages where they are active on. So, they would be a very nice data provider for us, actually.
Okay. Yeah, it's never good to be a competitor with Google. Okay. Who's next? Yes, Joseph.
Yes, I have a question for Max. You tackle a big market like the agricultural market, but there's many entry doors for a solution like yours. What is currently your strategy regarding the off-takers of the technology and the platform, and what is a good way to scale it in terms of broaden the market adoption of such a specific and edge technology?
Yes, very good questions. So we have identified 3 segments we're going to move in. The first one is large agriculture organizations such as BayWa or Cargill, Monsanto, Bayer, Nestle, Ferrero, and they're basically acting as providers of seeds. They have also a lot of farmers where they get their produce from, they trade. This is a very revenue-strong area where we can bring a lot of benefit, and we engaged with some of them already and are now conducting first pilots, for example, an airplane mission this year. The second segment is Agritech analytics companies. So everybody who's basically using satellite data right now to provide added value for agriculture. There are around 600 companies in Europe alone, another 2,000 in US, and again here we're driving first pilots with them to become another and maybe the most important data provider with them. And in terms of a long-term strategy, we are providing services, or we start providing services to the segment 3, which is then, for example, the FAO, the World Bank, Joint Research Center, and we're also trying to become a Copernicus mission. So this means that most of the couple of anchor clients, this is the strategy to go with first, and then a lot of these clients are actually acting as distributors. So we're not directly talking to the farmer, but we're talking to a company which is talking to 10,000 or 100,000 farmers. So that's the scaling strategy behind it. And to ensure the long-term impact and enable further scaling, we're then talking to the, let's say, global institutions and organizations.
Thanks.
Thanks lots. Next question. Yes, Mark.
Yes, I have a question for Tiramisu, for Mike. I was very interested by the presentation because loneliness in the society is a real tough question. So I was just going to ask, how can what do you need to develop and to extend the this project, this solution? I mean, how can we help you to extend the number of users and the solution?
Wow. The kind of question you like, right?
That's an amazing question. Thank you so much. I think for us right now, we have basically developed the first part of our solution. We have developed our app, and we are right now in the process of testing that with first users. And the next step is that we are basically in discussions with a couple of cities and universities in different regions for starting a first local pilot of that solution. And a part of that also is because we have this very strong theme of loneliness and disconnection. We are also trying to partner with universities, and we are in discussions on that as well, to really quantify the impact that we have on the individual people, on the well-being of people, and to really prove that our solution works. And once we get to this part, we are really all about scaling it to various areas and various regions. So for us, I think partnerships. So there are two topics that right now help us the most is really partnerships on the one hand with different cities, with different companies, with also non-profits who are having the causes on our platform. And then on the other hand, I said also in the pitch, we are looking for initial funding to basically scale up this scale up our development. Those are, I think, the two key things that we need to go further.
Okay. To whoever. That was a good call to action. Okay, any other questions from the jury? Mark, Zeb, you, Sarah, maybe? Yes, Joseph.
Yeah, I have a question for Johan. On the, I actually have experience working in a similar initiative some years ago. And I would like to ask you, what is currently the entry door again to this corporates, big corporates, which normally have a budget for CSR, which normally have a CSR manager, which some have the challenge of being a bit detached from the day-to-day of the company. And how do you get yourself into this project? And how do you get yourself in the budget of this company, which I think is the main challenge that you will face, especially when integrating your tech solution.
Thank you very much for the question. I missed one word of the first question. So if I'm not mistaken, you want to know who's the buyer inside of the company, and how do we challenge the daily use of the tool? Am I right? Because I missed quite a bit of information.
Joseph?
I'm sorry, but I had troubles listening to you.
So you know what? You had answer to the question you just asked yourself.
Okay. Let's do this. So yeah, we talk about the CSR manager within the companies, but as our tool can also be used, as you've seen on the slides, all year around for the continual communication on the CSR topics and the sustainable development transition of the company. We talk also to the HR managers. We talk also to the communication managers. So I can maybe start with that.
Okay, Joseph.
No, that's clear.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay.
That's clear. Thanks.
Amazing. Do you want to take to ask a last question before we end this session together? Sarah, maybe?
Yes, I have a question that could be for each of you. Do you have an idea of the carbon footprint of your solution? How do you tackle this issue?
So from our side, it's relatively easy to answer. There are different angles you can look at it, but we modeled, or we have an impact model for the amount of water we are saving and the respective saving CO2 emission. That is not including, for example, the CO2 emission saved by using less diesel to pump this water from the ground or less manual labor. But that is something we have, and then obviously scales over time. The initial guess, if I hope I'm not wrong with the number, I think it's 230 million tons by 2024, and that's CO2 equivalent, and that's yearly.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, we won't be able to take the answer from everybody. But you know what? You have the occasion to know, because this is the end of the session. First, I'd like to thank you, all of you guys. Thank you for the startup. Thank you to the jury for your amazing questions. Thank you, all of you participants, for your participation for this Tech for Change first pitch session of the day. You know what? There are virtual rooms where you're going to be able to ask all the questions, to network with the startup. So you can go now and ask what's the impact of their and what's their impact and what's their carbon footprint to all of them. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Joop. And can't wait to see you and to talk to you more. Virtual rooms for networking now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.